Hi Tauruses, how are you? Welcome to List. Let's get started. No private readings. I'm not doing private readings right now. Okay, the extended version of this is below this video. If you want to watch this, if you want to click on that link after this video, it's right below. Okay, let's get started. Taurus, 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 welcome to List. How are these retrogrades affecting you? Well, and Leo season 2, I mean, that's a little exciting. All right, let's go. Spirit and Universe, what are the messages for Taurus's list? Nine card spread with significators, like I do. This is favorite spread. Whoops, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so let's talk about this. Bottom of the deck. The card of needless regret. Stop it. Literally, needless regret. In fact, I'm titling your video that. And we haven't even gotten started with your reading yet. Okay? Because we see some things here, don't we? Some frustrating things. Specifically, we see the Lovers reversed. That's not fun, is it? We see the Seven of Swords. That's not fun. But most importantly, we see this. Oh my goodness, what is this about? And not only that, but I kind of like the way these are. This whole thing is depicted here because you see two whole beings, right? You see their whole body. They're cloaked. She's bound. He's cloaking himself. Both of their heads are kind of down. You can't see their eyes. But a male and a female. Okay, so there's some similarities to these, but they do have to do with worrying yourself sick. Maddie, licking. She starts licking her paw and she licks it for like minutes. I always have to stop her. But like worrying yourself sick and feeling guilty over something, and I don't understand what that is about. Taurus is because, and we'll get into it, but we have the Ace of Swords here, which means clarity. So you're really stuck, but I'm hoping that through this, we get some clarity. Oh, good, very good. And it has to do with you deciding to not care, okay? And that's not a bad thing, Taurus. Deciding to not care so much about something that you're worrying yourself sick. Okay, in order to get that clarity, that fresh perspective, in order for you to get yourself to a place where you could start building again, which is what you do, right? You know this anyway. We have the High Priestess. This is it, the card of intuition. So something's occurring or has occurred, and it's very bothersome to you. And unless you decide to look past it and not care about it anymore, literally not care about it anymore, it's going to be really hard to get to the Pentacles. And the Pentacles is the card of ultimate success. Now, and yes, this can be love related, but this can also be work related because we've got Pentacles all over the place here. It's Pentacle, 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 Pentacle. Okay, Pentacles. Lots of Pentacles here. So this has to do with building something firm, something tangible, something real, and it's the fruit of your own labor. So this definitely can be a relationship, but it also can be you talking about, or it could also be talking about your own wealth. So you're not so happy about something, but you have to stop caring about it so you can think with a clear mind. Okay, the sword means, this Ace of Swords means clarity, extreme clarity, or extreme confusion. So you have to decide, and you know what to do anyway. Your intuition is telling you, just let it go. Warm it up a little bit. Okay? Warm things up a little bit. Don't worry so much. Cover that in the extended more, but let's look here. Okay, first row. Yes. Seven of Cups reversed. This has to do with narrowing down options, making a decision. And I think the decision or needing to make the decision was really bothering you, but once it's done, it's off your plate. It was definitely, this is so interesting. I love this, Taurus, because this is good. I was a little nervous at first, but now that I'm actually looking at this, I'm super happy for you. Because here you are in all your glory, in the middle of this very first row, the King of Pentacles. Now, this is the card of actually Capricorn, but it's a fellow earth sign, but this is somebody that has a lot of wealth, a lot of stability, a lot of confidence with respect to what they have built for themselves. A lot. We have the Lovers reverse, so yes, we could be talking about a love relationship, but more so, Taurus, more so with this lineup here, with this lineup here, this is talking about taking emotion out of it. Cups represent emotion. The Four of Cups represents apathy. And the Lovers is the card that represents Gemini, which is, there's two sides to Gemini, right? And it has to do with thinking with your head and your heart. But when we have the Lovers reversed, it's either only thinking with your heart or only thinking with your head. So this is definitely you choosing to think with your head for the betterment of your own future, taking out all of the confusing emotions that surrounded something, not being bothered by it anymore, because you certainly were staying up all night, having anxiety. There could be depression, spinning thoughts, going down the rabbit hole, that whole thing. But again, she's covering her eyes and she's not seeing the brightly colored roses that are right in front of her. But when this is reversed, you're letting all that go. Taurus, leave your comments below, because I'm so curious what this was. Like, why? Okay, why was there this regret? Why do you have this regret when this all looks so good? Why do you have this regret when this all looks so good? Do you feel like you should have? I'll tell you something else too. I was talking to, this was years ago. I mean, I was a senior in college and I was trying to graduate early so I could get into this master's program, and I was like I took 4 credit hours. And I was working full time, so I was taking 4 credit hours and working full time and volunteering. And I was just this like complete utter stress case. And I was talking to a psychiatrist because yes, I needed to see one at that time, because I was just like going bonkers with my life and trying to be a total overachiever. And he said to me, he goes, gosh, this was years ago. I mean, how old am I? This was like 10 years ago? 10 years ago? 10? Anyway, doesn't matter. But he said, you've got to stop living in this world of I should do this, I should do that, I should be able to, I should. He's like, do you understand that some of the most successful clients, right, and I'm not bashing being successful by any means, but he said some of the most successful clients are lawyers, and they work 20 hours a week, if that's even possible, right? And he's like, and they're miserable. And he's like, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't want to be successful. Shouldn't. Listen to me. See, here I go. But you've got to be very careful with the word should, and especially when you put it on your own expectations of yourself. And ever since then, I don't feel that way. I really, every time I hear that word should, and I see people getting stressed all the time because they should this, they should that, they should be here in this point in their life, or they should have this much money, or they should be in a relationship, or whatever. It's not worth it. And I feel that essence and that air here. I feel like you were really upset because you should have done something, or you should have liked something, or you should have signed that contract, or you should have asked them out, and it was stressing you out, and then finally you did it, and you made the decision, and now all of a sudden it frees up all of this energy, so you can go be happy, okay, and successful. Now you can really start building because you finally let something go that was weighing you down. So, good. Now you can go be King Pentacle. All the money up on high, right? Okay. Now let's talk about the second row. So the significator does have to do with, this is the classic lying, stealing, cheating card. But I always emphasize that this card, the base level meaning of this card, actually means overconfidence or trying to get away with something. right? Because he's running from the men. He stole all the swords, and he's thinking he can get away with it, but they're too heavy. There's too many, so he's dropping them. And he's going to get caught. So overconfidence, or lying, cheating, stealing, and getting caught. So we've got, very interesting, we've got 2 twos here, both reversed, which definitely has to deal with making a very swift, solid decision. Before, you were juggling too much. It was getting emotional. You see these waves under here behind him? It was getting emotional. Too much. Juggling too much. You wanted to get your feet on sure footing. In this card, again with the water in tarot represents emotions. Her back is towards her emotion. She's choosing to remain blindfolded. And the moon represents secrets and hidden information, hidden agendas. So her back is turned to all of that because the moon also represents, right, Pisces. And Pisces is the most intuitive sign. So she's choosing to look away from her, turn away from herself, intuition. Ignore the emotional signs. And she's very aware because the swords represent your thoughts and your mind. So she's very aware that she has these decisions to make. In her mind, she's like, I can go this way or I can go that way. I can stay together or I can break up. I can cheat or I can not cheat. I can take this job or not take this job. I can sign that It's like so easy, but it stresses you out making the decision because you feel like, usually because you should be doing one thing, but you don't really want to do it. So there's like this limbo period where you get stressed out. That's what this is. But I think you were here and now you're not because now we have them reversed. Kind of cool, actually, Tauruses. And once you make that decision, which this clearly says you do make the decision, we already know that from what we talked about here and what we talked about here. Once you do that, okay, you kind of hit the ground running because the ace or the 8 of wands means short distance travel. Okay, you could be going on a short trip, a weekend trip, a week-long trip, but it also means rapid communication or a lot going on. So you make this decision and I think things just start falling into place. I'm going to clarify this in the extended because I am a little confused. Not really confused, but there's more to this than we're seeing here. I want to delve deeper in here because this is more about clarity, decision, feeling good about your decision while initially it was stressing you out. But we need more information about this because if this is a love reading for you, which I don't think it is, this is not about love right now. This is about work and what you're doing to build. I wanted this so much to be a love reading for you, Taurus. This is not right now. Not this much, not this. This is about you building you. And again, right out of the gate, here we have this whole last section of this building, building, building. Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, leaving one garden and a very clear-cut path to the next where abundance can be formed, a new foundation that offers you the ability to build so much that you can be generous. The difference between the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles is generosity. And neither one is better than the other. She's just more giving. She works hard. She's built her life. She's built her legacy. And now she can give. He's worked so hard. He's built his legacy. And now he can enjoy it. Okay, so they just have different definitions of enjoyment. And that's completely fine. But they're both here. They both represent you. They both represent stability and wealth and success and stemming from this, whatever this decision was. You know what it is too. I don't know what it is. You do. And then we have, if this is a relationship card for you, I think that, or if this is a relationship in any way, shape, or form for you, then this is the card that talks about it. And it's odd because this is kind of the worst relationship card. This is the card that means doing each other a disservice, keeping each other out in the cold, not doing what's best for each other. I mean, the story behind this card is they love each other, so they're staying outside when really both of them want to be inside, but they think the other one wants to stay outside, so they stay out and are poverty-stricken and are cold and hungry. When one should just turn to the other and say, hey, I think we'd both be better if I'd like to go inside. Like, don't you want to go inside? Into this warm spiritual church where there's abundance of every kind? I want to go in there. Don't you? Let's go. But they are assuming that each other wants to stay out, and so they stay. like the worst relationship card, right? But so I like this because this is reversed, because so this doesn't mean feeling left out in the cold. I think this is a time of inclusion for you. And again, back to the title of this video, needless regret, because I think it really was absolutely needless. I think you were stressing out. I think you were regretting or fearing that you were going to regret something. And actually, the second you make the decision, every door opens up, including the relationship door. And it's the oddest card to say this in any way this is a relationship. If in any way this is a relationship reading, this is a good sign. Because this is someone that you can be with that will say, hey, I want to go inside. How about you? We would be better off inside. Right? This is somebody that you can trust. You can trust their judgment. This isn't like somebody that just copies and goes along with what you want. This is somebody that's going to be like, yo, dude, we would be way better inside. Let's go. So kind of cool. Actually kind of really cool. Now we have the Queen of Cups. We will clarify that in the extended. That link's below. We're going to pull some clarifiers here. Definitely focusing on these for sure, because the Queen of Cups, when she's reversed, she's ticked off. She's angry, right? Jealous, conniving. But again, the backstory here is the Queen of Cups is the card of Cancer. So pretty, I like to look at. And so and also when you look at all the cups in all of the tarot, okay, they're always this. They're always this cup. They're always just this chalice. It's like, okay, we get it. It's like the same chalice. But not hers. I'm even wondering in the King. I can't remember. Look. Chalice. Always the same. I'm trying to remember if it's the King. Chalice. Even in the Temperance card, which is the card of Sagittarius. Chalice. Okay, it's the same. It always is represented by the same. But, hold up. We're going to get there. It's going to be the last card. It always is. Even in the big ace, it's still chalice. Oh my goodness. Say, even in the King of Cups, it's the what? It's the chalice. It's just the simple chalice, which isn't simple at all, but anyway. But I'm pointing this out because I don't know that a lot of people really look at this or know this. Not with the Queen of Cups. It's a much larger chalice. It's different. And because the Queen of Cups represents the sign of Cancer, and Cancer naturally, in the natural zodiac sign, Cancer represents the fourth house. The fourth house is the house of home and family, right? All things nurturing and motherly, warm, safety, nurturing, everything motherly. And as you know, as a lot of people kind of generalize certain traits of all the signs, Cancers kind of have this generalization of being like really awesome, but then they can be really crazy too. Like they can go crazy on you and like almost to psychotic episodes, right? So we have to always understand that when a Cancer does that, it is because they are literally beside themselves with anger because they care so much. And that is represented here by this enormous chalice that is bigger than any other chalice in the entire tarot deck. Okay? It's special, right? Her feelings for you, a Cancer's feelings for you, are big. They're luxurious, dream-worthy. They care. They will put all their energy, all their effort into you, whether you want them to or not. But when a Cancer feels betrayed or tossed aside, like they get pissed, right? But you have to keep the perspective. It's because they care. They can be clingy and annoying, but it's because they care. Like the second you start thinking about that, when you think of every Cancer in your life, you'll realize that exactly what I'm saying is right on point. So I did that whole story because here she is, the Queen of Cups, and she's reversed. So somebody's very upset. Is it because there was infidelity? Is it because there was cheating on a contract? Is there because there's ego? I don't know. We're going to clarify that. But what is so interesting to me is that aside from the very beginning and the very end, this entire reading was amazing. All things point to yes. All things point to yes, as long as you make the decision and then shrug your shoulders. I think you've been wrapped up in this thought process for a while. I think you're now letting it go. Okay? Let's pull real quick I am going to do the extended again, that link's below, but I'm going to pull some really quick outcome cards for you. Spirit and Universe, where the outcome messages for Tauruses. Messages for my Tauruses in August. Messages for my Tauruses in August. Okay. Another two. Two of Wands, Page of Wands, the World. So something is definitely coming to an end. I think we know what it is. You've made this decision. And again, another two. So this is a kind of there's a lonely air to this card, thinking about the past, understanding everything that, all the actions that he took to get him here. And then also understanding the actions that he needs to take to get to where he wants to be in his future. And again, in tarot, the wands represent fire signs, and there's this eternal optimism to fire energies, always. Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Always an optimistic. Everything is like, there's always a way. Everything's an opportunity, right? And in tarot, that's always represented here by the wands. They represent fire signs, and then you see how they're always budding. I don't know how many wands here, but they're always budding because they're always sprouting ideas, optimism, positivity. There's always growth oriented. They're always growth oriented. So what did I do to get here where I am now? Everything in the past. What do I have to do to get where I want in the future? Even though I've built this great life for myself. You see he's standing up on this great big strong building. There's wealth here. There's stability, a firm foundation. The world, he's literally holding it in his hands. But he's kind of in this place of being stuck. I had the past, I want the future, but at the end of the day, I'm alone in this. So I need to make that flipped around. I need to start making some decisions about what I want out of life, right? And the Page of Wands upright. Now remember, this came out reverse. So upright, Page of Wands, lighthearted communication, flirty, right? No strings attached, just flirty. Hey, how you doing? Neighborly, I guess you could say. You know, there's not really a lot of depth to these types of messages, but there certainly becomes a lot of depth. They become serious when the Page of Wands gets reversed. There's serious intent there. And then we have the World. Tauruses, you are certainly, I think you were afraid to make some decisions, and now you've made them, or you will be making them. The reason you're making them is because you see a bigger future for yourself, and you know that you're going to be spinning your wheels unless you do. And just like I said, the second you start making those decisions, everything starts falling into place. And that includes, right, the right people coming into your life. And it also includes significant endings, closing the book of a phase, right? It's like you're not going to the new chapter. You're closing a book, maybe going to a different floor in the library and choosing a new book. It's that big of a change, because in tarot, the major arcana 0 through 1, this is the very last tarot card, and it literally means the end. You've now come full circle, and it's now time for a new phase of your life. Okay, so beautiful. Beautiful. We've got some things we're going to clear up in the extended. Focus a little bit on this. Okay, maybe a little bit here too, because I don't want you to be too apathetic. But great success. 10 of Pentacles, this is the card that represents the most success. These, all here in your reading. Okay, wow. Wow, 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 wow. You are definitely on your A game. That's exciting. Okay. Okay, let's get to it. I love you, Tauruses. Extended, the link's below. I will talk to you later. And stay tuned. I'm doing a weekly pick a card. We'll probably like twice a week. I'm doing a pick a card because those are always just fun. Okay? I love you, Tauruses. Bye.